Hi, Caesar here. Today we're going to continue with this project. We have the two elephants here, and today's goal is to add the legs and possibly pose them as to how they'll be interacting. I have the armature on a Lazy Susan, a 24-inch diameter Lazy Susan, and it assists me in moving around, getting to certain areas of the sculpture as I work. We're going to start on this one right now, and we're going to begin to insert the legs we worked on yesterday. This is the front, and here are the rears. As far as the rears, it doesn't matter which one I use, right or left, they're somewhat symmetrical. The cellophane I used yesterday, as you can see, I wrapped it. It easily comes off. Nice and hard. And here we have good movement. Now what we're going to do is on the pelvic bone there's a hole there, so we're just going to insert this here. And get it to bend there. There you go. And just basically just bend the wire down and get some good movement. We'll do the same for the other. Okay, the rear is done. Next we're going to move on to this section here, the front. I'm going to utilize the template here, get an idea as to where the shoulder blade should go. Okay, that's rough. We'll take one of the front legs. This one's a little tacky, interesting. Anyhow, still works. We're just gonna insert. Taking a long drill bit, and I'm gonna just drill right through. I'm surprised it's still a little, feels a little wet. There we go. Okay, this takes care of this one. Let me move on to the next one. And this one is just sitting high, so this one was fabricated a little differently. This was, I used the old bones that came with the horse armature. And you can see I started working on this one here to kind of shaving away parts of the foam here, kind of making it round after I was thinking about, wait a minute, the elephant's going to be actually pretty wide, so there was no need to actually shave this here. This, I could apply some glue so it could adhere to this here, or just leave it, because when you actually start applying the clay, that'll straighten everything together and add some extra strength. So for this, I need, this I did a little differently. I'm not sure why I did it this way. But anyhow, I could create a canal here and drop it in place, or I could cut this in half and create like a hook coming down so it'll just rest on the actual foam. What do I want to do? I'm going to go ahead and just cut the canal for extra strength. I can still maneuver this here, so I'm going to put this on pause, and I'm going to get a knife or something and just saw all the way down to about this point here. Then I'll just go ahead and just drop this in place about something like this here. I'll be back. In order to glue this stuff together right here, I'm going to be using this 2P10. It's a two-part activator. Well, it's a two-part, what is it, referred to professional wood formula adhesive system. It works great with just about anything. For this here, well, kind of let me show you this. It came in this kit here, 2P10 kit, and it comes with a debonder, so in case you glue something together, you want to undo it. It comes with the gel, the thick one, the medium, which I have down there, and the thin one. The only problem with this here, it does have a shelf life. If you don't use it right away, you're going to lose it for the most part. So what I'm doing is inserting some gel into the cavity there. And the next thing I'm going to do is the activator. I basically just hit the other section. Once it touches, instant bonding. The only thing is you should be wearing protective glasses here, so I don't have them with me. So what I'm going to do is go down to the trash and spray on this here and turn my head away. Then I'm going to come back, insert it, and it's an instant bond. You gotta do quick. That's basically it. That's a very good hold. Let's see what else is loose. This one. We'll do the same thing. We'll add some of the gel. Then on the other part, I'm going to spray this tip here with the activator. Again, keep it away from your eyes. This baby will blind you. What we have here is a, what do they call it? A hot wire foam factory. This is their wand. And I'm going to use this here to cut through the styrofoam. It comes with this here, what is it referred to as electrical tool with the use of adequate and ventilation, read instructions, warnings. The ventilation thing is a good thing. Indoors, I'm only cutting one small thing, so therefore, if I was out working on a larger piece, I would definitely take it outside. So for the sake of showing you guys, I'm going to do it quickly. All I'm doing is basically applying my wand and let it cut through. I do have a ceiling fan on right now and with the window open. And that's it. Turn this off. And let me increase the fan now. Now we do, now that that's been prepped, we're just going to drop this in place. Okay, we got another section come loose, so I'm going to go ahead and glue that also. Here we're back. We're going to end up gluing this back together. This different section fell off. I'm just going to show you. It gives you the option of using a spray or a brush. What I'm going to use right now is the brush. So first thing, insert the gel in here. And take your brush for the activator. Can't tell if I'm getting, oh, there it is. And just seal this up before it spilled on me. And just again, insert the baby. And that's all it takes. Let's see if anything else is going to come loose. No, it's good. The next thing I'm going to do is set up the board. In this case, I have a 24-inch circular board that I'm going to use as my guide, because this will be basically I'm trying to keep it within this diameter. I don't want it too large because it becomes a massive piece, so I'm going to compact both elephants within this area here. And in order to pose them and secure them, I'm going to go use these flanges. It's a 1/2 inch with a 1/2 inch pipe, And depending where I place them, one I think will be at the end here, the other one may be here, depending on the pose of the elephant. I have these items here, and they're basically, I think they're designed for drum sets. And what I love to use these for is basically to help me with my sculptures in the holding position. For instance, whatever pose I may have, I will basically move this to accommodate that particular pose. They're very flexible, gives you different moves. This is not the only one they carry. They carry another one that has, I think, another axis, but this serves my purpose. So once these are secured in place and I know where exactly the piece is going to stand, I will lock this in place here. See, it's secure there. I'll lock this in place, and depending what my model is doing, this will basically dictate the next move. You get the idea. Each sculpture has, well, each armature has its threaded rod coming down the center of it, so that'll go through here, and this will help me position the elephant as to where I want it. The one sitting down, if I think I'm gonna use one sitting down, may not need this here, since I don't have to support all that weight, but we'll wait and see. Let me work on the poses right now. On this particular pose here, I want the elephant sitting down, and this joint here, I need it to bend. However, as you could tell, I cannot bend it. So what I'm going to do is take my pliers and remove this section, which will allow me to then bend, because right now it's being obstructed. That's why it's important that you have good clearance between the bones, so when you actually want to pose your sculpture, you don't run across this issue here. So now that let me remove a little more. When doing this, you make sure you don't cut through the wire. As you can see, this stuff is hard as a rock. I'm going to remove some from here now. I wish I had larger cutters. There we go. What I ended up doing, taking these pliers, applying pressure to a snapped, same with here. So now, as you can see, I'm able to have it bend. I pose the first elephant. It'll be in the sitting position. And I think, since the elephants are so large and the other one will be basically in the standing position, I'm gonna have this elephant's rear go past my base and the terrain that'll be built here. So the tail, for safety reasons, I'll have it turned in so nobody gets poked when they approach the sculpture. This leg will be flared out like he just fell on the ground. This one, for the most part, sitting on this leg. This one here, once I apply more clay, it'll be in this position roughly. The head will go forward just a tad. The trunk will be up in the air, and depending on what size tusk I add. And this leg here will be up to the ground, giving it support, so it makes sense. Now the other elephant will be coming in this direction, giving you the assumption that it just bulldozed this particular elephant down. And I think I'm going to call my composition Rumble in the Jungle. And let me move on to the next one. Here's the general pose. Let me first share with you the setup. In order to get some height here, I added an additional pipe here. You can see the angle here. Now, the 24-inch diameter board down at the bottom may be too small for this here. I may have to up it to maybe 30-inch diameter. But I kind of like the effect where it's like this elephant is driving this one off the edge and he's about to fall over the edge here. And on this side here, he's stepping into this here with this leg not quite on the base yet. When I say base, we're gonna have a terrain and it'll be more like a messy, wet, muddy area. Then under that, I haven't decided whether I'll go with a wooden base or a marble or granite base yet. I haven't quite decided. I don't want it to be extremely heavy, and marble or granite are very heavy stones. Anyhow, back to this here. This right arm or leg will be upward like this here somehow. I'm not quite sure if I'll have it actually making contact with this other elephant, like pushing it off the edge. In order for the tusk to work here, he's going to have to be facing to his right, the tusk, and we're going to put the trunk up in the air. This one here, he's in the sitting position, like he just got knocked over. He too will be facing up in order to be able to allow me to have the tusk up in the air. And for safety reasons, tusk for the most part, most of them you see they come straight out, but if it's an older elephant, much mature elephant, the tusk will tend to point inward. So that's what I'm gonna do with the tusk. I don't want anybody taking out their eyes when they get too close to this sculpture. So what do we have going on this side here? He just got knocked over. You'll be sitting on this leg here, and this is supporting him, this particular leg. Here, I think I'm going to drop this a tad because this one needs to be making contact here, or for more of a stunning overall appearance, I could actually have him in mid-air here and just this particular leg and the actual contact on the other elephant. That'll make the actual support for this particular elephant here. But if I go with the 30-inch diameter, this one would actually stay put, make contact with the base in order for it to give it support. And this guy here, like I said, he'll be facing upward. This one here too, so you'll have the tusk coming up this way, his going up this way, both trunks up in the air. Let me shoot over to the garage. I want to see if I have a bigger piece of wood. Well, I don't have a piece of wood, but I did come across this slab of styrofoam. It's about 4 inches, and I believe it's 24-inch diameter. That will actually work well. Okay, I think this will do it now. What I've done is shifted this flange further that way. As you can see now, both rear legs are within the the base, the 24-inch base. And for now, I place this little bamboo stick here to hold this particular leg up. This guy will be facing this way. And back to what I was saying earlier as far as the tusk, you notice this particular elephant, how the tusk actually will begin to flare in. That's what I'll be using for these particular elephants. I don't want anybody getting hurt if they happen to slip near the sculpture.